The third factor we're going to look at is temperature, and look at how temperature affects the rate of reaction. Now, one thing to remember here is that effective collisions that result in a chemical reaction only happen if the particles that are reacting have sufficient energy, i.e. the activation energy. Okay, so I explained what activation energy was on the first video clip of rates of reaction. So activation energy is the minimum amount of energy a particle requires in order to collide with other particles, i.e. react. So it's the energy required for effective collisions. Now, temperature equals heat equals energy. Right? So if we increase the temperature of a reaction, what we're doing is that we're providing additional heat towards that reaction. Another word of heat for heat is energy. So we're providing energy towards that reaction. Okay, so that's the overall general concept. Now, the result, well, there's two results here. First of all, by providing increasing the temperature, providing heat or energy, this increases the speed of molecules, which increases the frequency of collisions, and, if you want to write on there, intensity of collisions. So if we go back here to number 2, what we're doing here is if we were to put a Bunsen burner on underneath this, we're providing heat or we're providing energy, right? So they are going to speed up, okay? They're going to bump into each other a lot more often because they're full of energy. The particles now are full of energy and they're going to bump into each other more often. So that's one way it speeds up. The second way it affects the rate of a reaction is the number, it increases the number of molecules or particles that have the required activation energy, so collisions can be more effective. So you're providing the activation energy for those particles, to those particles for the reactions to be effective. Now, I've written beside number 2 and number 3, experiment. One of the experiments that we were still meant to do was based on looking at the effect of the concentration of reactants and temperature on the overall rate of a reaction. And I will be discussing that in more detail in another video. So we'll be looking at the effect of the concentration and the temperature. But as a general rule of thumb also, as the temperature increases, the rate increases.